Alright guys, what is up? And today we're going to be back with another sound design tutorial. We're going to be making a really cool 4-minute lead, kind of arpeggiated with the LFO inside of Serum. So stay tuned if you guys want to see how to make this sound coming up right here. Alright guys, what is up? So we're back, you're watching Claritone Audio, and today we're going to be doing another sound design video. We're going to be making a really cool 4-minute lead using Serum, and we're going to be playing around with some new wavetables from my new upcoming pack. It's going to be a free pack of wavetables that I made for everybody. You're going to be able to download it off of a new site that I'm going to announce soon for samples and presets, so stay tuned for that. We're going to be using one of the wavetables from the pack, but you can easily do this with any kind of different wavetable you want to play with a different timbre. And really, we're just going to be noodling around a little bit. Another announcement I just want to make, you guys. Thank you for 1,000 subscribers on the channel now. Thank you guys for the support. I really, really appreciate it. Another thing that I've finally started to get going is my Patreon. I'm going to have really cool exclusive stuff, so I'll be doing more sound design videos and I'll be uploading all the presets there. I also have some really cool special offers for mixing or mastering your tracks, I should say. You guys should be joining the exclusive Facebook group. Join the community for Psytrance production videos. It's a nice Facebook group that we have going with over 1,500 members. And it's all just production resources, other video producers, other music producers that create video content, and some really cool guys, so you guys should come and hang out. I'll put the link down in the description for all of those things. So let's jump right into Cubase as always, and we'll open an instance of Serum and start to make some leads with some of the wavetables. So let's do it. Alright guys, here we are, and we have an initialized patch in Serum. There we go. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to load these wavetables. I mentioned we'll probably use one from this pack that I made. So I'm going to go for one that has a little bit of squares in it. Try this one here. So it's going to be a really basic lead. We're going to use LFO as kind of a step sequencer for the 4-minute filter cutoff. And we're going to make the 4-minute filter kind of just jump around and see what we can do with that. So first we're going to turn on the filter for oscillator A. We're going to assign LFO to LFO1 to the cutoff frequency, and then we're going to change our filter type. We'll go down into miscellaneous and we'll choose, I like 4-minute 2 quite a bit. We'll boost the resonance a little bit and also the drive. So we can already hear how that's kind of sounding pretty cool. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to input some steps into the LFO 1. So I'm going to change my grid up to 16 divisions. And then if you hold shift when you click down on the LFO, you'll actually make steps that are the size of whatever grid you have. So if I hold shift and I drag it across these steps, I can create them at different velocities, or in this case, cutoff frequency. So we'll try and make a pattern that kind of has a lot of ups and downs so we can hear the changes really well. And then yeah, we can maybe round off that last point. And we'll just listen to how that sounds now. Of course, it's a little bit too fast, so we're going to turn this to a 1-bar pattern. Next thing we're going to do is we'll go into the effects and we'll kind of make it a little more gritty, a little more aggressive, and we'll bring out some of the high frequency using distortion. We could even try that downsampled, and it gives kind of that bit crusher effect. Next thing we'll do is we'll make a second LFO pattern, and we'll apply it to the actual formant knob on the filter module. This one, let's try and just get a little bit of steppy movement. We can change that if we don't like it afterwards. This too, we're also going to make this a longer pattern. We'll do maybe a bar or even 2 bars. Yeah, so I think that sounds quite nice with it on. It definitely adds a little bit more movement and something cool. Let's also try and spice this up a little bit using either a flanger or a phaser on this in the built-in effects. We're going to make the frequency of the flanger jump around using LFO1. We'll keep the same steps. If you want to choose to add a different pattern to this cutoff frequency built into the phaser, that'll give a different kind of movement to it. But for simplicity's sake, again, I'm just going to use the one on LFO1, which we also have assigned to the cutoff frequency of our formant filter. Next, I'm going to apply some built-in EQ to cut off some of the lows, and I might even automate something to move inside of the EQ that'll give it a little bit of kind of a modulation that'll change it right towards the end of that looping 1-bar pattern. Okay, so let's add some modulation to this one of the EQ bands using the LFO3. We can leave it like that so it just kind of sweeps up at the end and gives it a little bit of like a filter sweep almost, but using the EQ. Or we can also add this and make it kind of steppy. Let's try that out, see how that turns out. So I think that gives us even more movement, and that's pretty cool. So we'll keep it like that. We'll just keep with the steppy kind of theme going. Next, let's add some reverb to this. We'll add it after the EQ so that it captures that movement that we have on the EQ band and then sends that to the reverb. First thing I'm going to do is lower the size a little bit, but raise the decay. And then drop that down a little bit lower. Throw in some really small delay. Don't want to muddy it up too much here. We just want to add a little bit of movement, a little bit of tail on the end of the sound so that we can have that movement carry on. The next thing we can do is we can assign some cool macros so that we can add control to all kinds of things here. We can also maybe make a dry wet knob so that we can get rid of some of those effects and make it really straight, or we can also make it a lot more affected than it is now. So that's how you would bring this preset up before you want to save it. I think it's a really good thing to just do a lot of sound design like that. Save your presets so that they're ready to go, and if you have a lot of macros already ready to go, you kind of have more than one preset in one because you can quickly move stuff around and get a different sound or a different pattern or something else going. So that about wraps it up for today's video. Maybe we'll try this preset out on top of some kick and bass just to give you guys an example. Alright guys, that about wraps it up for today's sound design video. I want to keep it short and sweet. I know it was a really simple sound, but I hope it's going to be useful for some of you and give you some cool ideas. If you guys want to see more leads like that, stay tuned for the website that I'm going to announce. And if you guys want access to those wavetables, I'm going to be posting the link in the description of this video once the website is done. So keep coming back to this video or just stay tuned watching my next videos and I'll make an announcement for my website and some upcoming preset banks and sample packs that me and various artists are working on at the moment. Hope you guys liked the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.